Everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. I cannot believe it is already time for CROCKtober. I mean, we're almost 3/4 the way through October. The fall season's here. I've got the fall season in me. I've been sick all week long. Mom came up last week, and I'm mixed up on my days now. But Mom came up last week, and she was here for 3 or 4 days, and it was beautiful weather. And the day she left, I don't know what it was. I got sick. I checked with her. She's not sick. So I've had something. I had started my sinuses, went down into my chest. So yesterday I realized I don't have any of my elderberry syrup to take, and this year I want to try changing it a little bit. And then I went out and started picking some rose hips. So I'm gonna make some elderberry syrup and rose hips in it. I'll put that video up for y'all to watch. But today's video is all about CROCKtober, and Jeni has invited me again this year. I love it. Every year I get to be a part of this, and I think she's got 60 channels. She's got 2 videos a day of different channels coming out of slow cooker recipes. Today, since I don't feel 100%, I decided I'm going to do a pork shoulder, and I found this at our local butcher shop right around the corner. It looks really good. But this is just a pork shoulder. I'm going to put in here with some ingredients. I'm going to turn it on. It's going to cook all day long while I'm out trying to get some work done as much as I can, feeling like this. But as soon as I come in for dinner, all we'll have to do is thicken up the juice in there a little bit, the broth, have a nice little gravy, and dinner will be done. So it's going to cook for us all day long. That's what's great about the slow cookers, is you don't really have to be there doing the cooking non-stop. It's like a one pot, drop everything in, go about your business, come back, and you got dinner. So with this pork steak or pork shoulder, and you could use pork chops, you could use a pork loin, any kind of pork you'd like. There's probably about 2.5 to 3 pounds there, so you'd want about 2 pounds, maybe 1.5 to 2 pounds of pork chops for this recipe. But it's really simple. I'm going to use some dried peppers that Mom brought to me. These things are beautiful. There's reds, there's greens, there's oranges, yellow. I'm just going to put a handful. Now, if you're doing this with regular pepper, just use 1 green pepper, 1 red pepper, 1 yellow pepper, whichever one you want, not all 3 of them. And then I'm going to, before I get too far in putting stuff on top, I'm going to use, the recipe calls for 1 packet of ranch mix. And you know, I make my own. So I'm just going to put maybe 2 tablespoons worth of ranch mix across the top. And then I'm going to add probably about a teaspoon and a half of garlic powder. And there's not a lot to this, folks, but it's going to taste so delicious. Now, you could either take a medium or a small yellow onion or white onion, chop it up, put in there. I've got all these dried minced onions, so I'm going to put that in. So either 1 small onion minced, or I probably put about 2 tablespoons of the dried minced onion in. The only liquid I'm going to be putting in here is a can of cream of chicken soup, because that pork steak had plenty, or pork shoulder, I think they call it a pork shoulder steak, that has plenty of fat and liquid that's going to come out of it. So at the end, instead of being nice and dry in here, it's going to have all kinds of nice gravy that we're going to thicken up with this cornstarch. Whoops. Ooh, I almost dropped that on my eggs. Look at all these eggs. We have, as you know, we have 18 chickens. They're now laying 8 eggs a day. I figured they would not lay this year because it was so late into the fall and the shortness of the days. We're getting 8 eggs a day, so I think after I get this started, I'm going to have to make something, breakfast scramble or something, try to use up some of those eggs. I know everybody at work's loving getting them, but the girls are just laying them non-stop now, which I guess is a good thing because the quail are not. And for those of you just joining us from Jeni's CROCKtober, I guess I should tell you a little bit about me, because you don't know who I am if you've not been to my channel before, and that's a bad thing. I'm up in northeast Tennessee. Have a little homestead about between 6.5 to 7 acres. We started 2.5 to 3 years ago in this little camper. You can't see it, but we have a little living room, 10 by 12 added onto it. So it's now a cabin. I can show you a picture up here what it looks like from outside. So we now have a little cabin up here that we're living in until we get our cabin built. And it's going to be a nice little cabin out on the homestead there. I'll show you pictures of that once we get it going. But we have, oh wow, 57 birds. We have quail that we started with, and we have 18 chickens. How many quail do we have? I don't even know how many quail we have anymore. But we have quail, we have 18 chickens, and a friend of ours, Vonda, gave us, her and her husband decided they didn't want to raise pigeons anymore. Her husband had been raising pigeons. And while I'm talking, I'm putting about a tablespoon of Better Than Bouillon in here. Now, if you don't have that, you can use a packet of that brown gravy mix. I've never been a fan of that because it's got too many ingredients in it that I don't even know what they are. But you can use that. I use Better Than Bouillon with just about everything. And I'm going to put that down in the side there. But they gave us 10 pigeons. Built a beautiful aviary. Here's a picture of our aviary for you to see. And within a month, we already had 2 of them laying on eggs. And actually, we had 3 of them laying on eggs. 2 of them hatched their eggs. They each had 2 eggs apiece, so we have 4 baby pigeons. And 2 of them were infertile. I talked to Vonda and her husband, Jimmy, and they said it's probably older birds. So that's probably why they were infertile. But went out there after, let's see, temperatures are dropping, and we have those 2 sitting, they're Prince and Rainy, sitting on 2 eggs again. And so we have 2 under her. I went out yesterday, checked again, see how they're doing since it's been so cold. And there's actually 3 in her nest. And I couldn't find one of my pigeons. I looked up on top, and the very top part of the, I call it their little condos, and it looks like there's another pigeon laying on eggs up there. So we may have 5 eggs getting ready to hatch, or not hatch with cold, because it's been in the 30s at night. So I feel bad for those babies. Let me make sure I got everything in here, because I'm just talking up a storm. I feel like mom. Okay, I got all the ingredients, got the garlic. We're not going to use this cornstarch until the end. Basically, all we're going to do is now turn this on. I'm going to put just a couple drops of water, and just a few drops. Now, if any of you know, we do have running water, and as you can see, electricity. We have solar power, and we do have regular electricity for backup. Our water is, and I'm just putting about 2 tablespoons of water in here. I lied, I'm going to put a little bit in there. There we go. But we get all of our water from down our stream. We pump it up. We have IBC totes. That's what's running in here. And that we have in the back for a garden and different things like that. This is our spring water that we get from our natural spring down the road. You guys have heard me call it my Jesus water. And I just filled those up yesterday. So we're living the dream up here. Gets kind of rough sometimes, but we do love it up here, and I hope y'all that are joining us from CROCKtober would love to see us continue and see what all we're doing up here. I do have another channel, Cumberlachia Homestead. I'll put a link to it down below also, and it's more stuff out dealing with the animals, the chickens, and everything. And so that'll be more of a homestead channel. This is our cooking channel. So those of you that are new here, also have mom here, Mama Vera. So she's going to be doing some videos. So you can go back through and look at all of our videos, and you'll see tremendous amount of videos for not only cooking in the slow cooker, but outside, inside. Southern cooking is one of our favorite things to do, but we have a little bit of everything. So I am so happy you guys joined me. I will be back in probably, I'm going to do this. You can do it 3 to 6 hours or 6 to 7 hours, 3 to 4 hours on low or high, 6 to 7 hours on high. Oof. I can't even talk. I am so tired. I'm not even awake yet. 3 to 4 hours on high, 6 to 7 hours on low. I'm going to probably do it on high because I want to get early dinner and get a lot of things done around here. So I'll be back in just a little bit, and we'll thicken up the gravy, and I'll show you what we got. Hey everybody, welcome back. It is now what? Let me look past you back there, around 4:45, almost 5 o'clock. So our pork steak shoulder roast, whatever you want to call it, they put pork steak shoulder, but it's kind of like a little pork roast. It's been cooking all day on slow. I was going to do it on high, eat sooner, but I've been so tired from being sick this past week. I decided I want to take a nice slow day, go out and take care of the chickens, the pigeons, the quail, do a few things and odds and ends. I ran to the store, and it's now wonderful smelling in here. So let me figure out how we're going to get this out without it falling apart, because yes, I snuck a taste and it tastes wonderful, and it is falling apart. So let me get this right close by. And this might work, it might not. It's going to work. There we go. Now, at this point, you can, like I said earlier, 5 hours ago for me, 7 hours ago for me, 2 seconds for you. You could use 2 tablespoons or teaspoons of cornstarch in some cold water, stir it in here, put it over a medium-high heat on the stove, and thicken it up for a nice gravy. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to have gravy tonight. So, man, this stuff smells good. Let me get these over here out of the way. Show you what we got here. And those, I think, I don't know, those peppers that Mom dried and brought to me, those things look beautiful. I like the way they kind of rehydrated, decorated it, because I like to decorate my food. Decorated the food really nice. I'm going to steal a piece right up here in front. That was delicious. I mean, come on. I've been outside doing stuff all day long. Came in, dinner's ready. I'm just going to heat up some peas and do some mashed potatoes real quick. Or rice, I'm not sure. Probably mashed potatoes. But I'm going to steal another bite here. Now, I'll give this a try. You saw we had very few ingredients. This, let me see if I can show you, is full of liquid that you can make a great gravy out of. And as you recall, I only put in the Campbell's soup mix and maybe 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of water. I did the water mainly to rehydrate the peppers, but I don't think I needed to, because there's plenty of juice in there. So I want to thank Jeni Goff very much for inviting me to CROCKtober. I'm going to put a list down below of all the other channels and all the videos they're doing. So please go to those channels and click on them, give them a like, give them a comment, because I believe at the end of the month they're going to be giving away a package of gifts from Jeni and other channels. And you need to, I believe, at least comment on a video. They're going to pull a random video and then comment from it. So give everybody a comment. Like and subscribe to their channels. There's many of them out there that I didn't even know about before. We got some new channels this year on her CROCKtober, and I'm really enjoying them. I'm starting to watch a lot of their videos. They have some great cooking videos other than CROCKtober, but go in there and watch their CROCKtober ones. Don't forget to give them a like and subscribe. Give a comment if you want to be in the drawing at the end of the month. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you always following me up here on Cumberlachia. I'm looking over here at the corner. Brody's walking around. As you guys know, Brody's not been doing too well lately. He had a stroke a couple months ago, and he's starting to get around a little bit better. He's not falling as much. He's learning how to hold himself up, but he's getting a little bit of doggy confusion, I think I'm going to call it, because he just kind of wanders around a little bit and then lays down. But he's still our farm boss and king of Cumberlachia. But y'all take care. I appreciate y'all, and don't forget to give us a like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Also hit the bell on the subscription. That way you'll know each time me or Mom puts out a video here on Greg's Kitchen. Y'all take care. Love you, and thanks again, Jeni. Take care. Bye-bye.